guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video today I'm going to be showing you how to do a water change on all your freshwater tanks you may have, and also why it's super important to keep up with those water changes. Let's get on with the video. If you guys are new to this channel, my name is Bailey and I create fish tank videos weekly on water changes, fish maintenance, all that sort of stuff, adding new fish, setting fish tanks up. So if you like that sort of stuff, please consider subscribing and hit the little bell to make sure you're notified every time I upload, just in case you want to watch my videos. So today guys, I'll be doing a water change on my 64 litre freshwater fish tank. It has 20 platies in there. If you guys want to check out all the fish I do have, I will put the link in the description. So guys, if you guys are new to the hobby and never kept fish before, or you guys already do keep fish, you guys know or need to know that you need to do a water change at least once a month, because the fish waste and all the chemicals in the water get a bit old and grotty and not nice, so you have to change them out and put fresh ones in for them. Obviously this depends on what fish you keep and how many you keep in your tank and what size tank and everything, but preferably once a month. Remember that, once a month. So before we get started with this water change, let me show you what you guys will be needing to do the water change. Alright guys, so first thing on my list you will need is the trusty net. That water just went everywhere. Now the first thing I normally do before any water change is go through and make sure I can net any bigger pieces out that the siphon will not take. So the second thing you will need on the water change is this. This is a siphon which you connect together like that. This end goes in the tank, this end goes in your bucket, and it pretty much just sucks out all the bad stuff in your gravel and makes sure that it's clean at the bottom. And last but not least, you will need a bucket. You will need a bucket, a fairly big bucket, because you'll be taking quite at least 20% of the water out every time you do a water change, or maybe more, depending on the fish. So guys, before any water change I like to do, there's two things I would advise doing. First one is turning the light off. Now, with turning the light off, it pretty much doesn't stress them out, because they're in a dark environment, they feel more calm. Number two, turn your filter and heater, if you have it in the tank, off, because what will happen is if your heater or your filter run without any water, because the water level in the tank has dropped, they'll dry out, they'll burn out, and it won't be good. You'll be without a filter and a heater until you can get a new one. So don't forget, step two, turn off heater and filter. Remember that. So guys, when you have your bucket, your siphon and your net ready to go, I'd also recommend putting on a hard platform if you are doing it in your bedroom or wherever you're doing this water change. Always put the bucket on a hard platform. Trust me when I say I've had bad experience with that. Alright guys, when you have finished siphoning some of the water out, today I took out 20% of this tank water, and if you look in the bucket, it's not very nice. It's quite murky, a bit horrible looking, and that's why we do the water changes. So guys, our next step, once this water's all been thrown away, is to then refill the tank. Now, just before refilling the tank, we're going to go around the edges, make sure all the algae is off the glass, and then we're going to refill the tank. So instead of using an algae scraper or a pad that sort of you have to put your whole hand in and everything and you get all wet, I use the trusty toothbrush. So that is one of my top tips. With any tank, if it's small, medium, large, unless it's too big, use a toothbrush to go around the edges to get off the algae and the filter. It really does work, trust me. While I go empty this horrible bucket of water away, I would love to hear from you guys what you think or what you do in your water changes, or if you have any tips or anything like that, I'd love to hear them. Alright guys, once you have your fresh bucket of water, you need to add a dechlorinator. Now, it is super important, I can't stress this enough, how you have to add your dechlorinator, because what that does is it eliminates any harmful substances that's inside your tap water. So guys, the one I've been using at the moment is the AquaSafe by Tetra. Now this is a good AquaSafe. Now if you can read this, it says neutralizes harmful substances and makes tap water safe for fish. So always remember to add this. Remember to make sure the water that you put back into the tank is the same temperature as the water that you take out, because a lot of people just go to the tap, run it, and what happens is the temperature's different. They put their dechlorinator in, chuck it in, they think, well, it's fine because I've put this in. So the other half of making sure you do a successful water change is making sure the temperature is right. Now it's got to be the exact same temperature that came out of your other tank. You guys that have tanks at home, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you're new and you don't know, it's best to always take a thermometer with you, preferably the one in the tank, or if you have a spare, that's great. If you don't do this, what can happen is the different variations of temperature that's going in the tank can actually shock your fish and potentially kill them for a disease as they get ill because of the temperature, so on, so on. We don't want no dead fish. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure out exactly how much of this we need. A bit more in. That is perfect. Add it to your water. You're good to go. So guys, once you have your water ready, there's only one thing left to do: put it back in. So guys, the lid is back on now and you are safe to turn your filter back on. Maybe if I was you, I'd leave it for about 15 minutes before turning the light back on so it doesn't shock them straight away, and you're good to go. So guys, after leaving it a few minutes to let the tank settle down a little bit, I've turned the light back on now and you can see the difference in the gravel and the lighting. I'll show you. So guys, as you can tell by that tank now, you can see that it's slowly clearing up. There's a few little loose ends and loose bits in the tank, but they'll slowly go with the filter kicking in. And I hope you guys found this video useful. But before I go, there's one more thing that I add to my tanks whenever doing a water change. So I add these. They're API aquarium salts, but they help improve gill function. So if anything happened during the water change, any fish got knocked about, if he's settling a bit badly to the water difference, these little bits of salt that add to it, I'll show you what they look like, will help your fish slowly get back to its normal self. So this is what they look like. They are small grains of salt and they literally dissolve inside the tank. So the first step is making sure you have all your equipment ready to go. Step 2 is make sure that the filter and the light is off. Make sure that there's no stress for the fish. Step 3 is make sure that you use the siphon in the water to suck out all the water from the bottom of the gravel to clean it all up. Step 4, wipe around all of the tank to make sure all the algae is off to make your tank looking a-okay. Alright then guys, I hope you enjoyed this video today and I hope it helped you guys, new or existing fish keepers, to do water changes on your tanks. I hope the little tips I gave along the way helped. So guys, hit the thumbs up if you haven't already and please make sure to subscribe. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you next week. Bye.